right, one of the other requirements of HIPAA is to do periodic evaluations of your network systems and your software. So what this means is just because something was right when you first put it in place doesn't mean it's still right for you today. And just because you did a risk assessment one time doesn't mean that things haven't changed and you need to redo the risk assessment and relook at your security. Look, we live in a changing world, and the threats that you're facing and the hardware that changes and the software options and the solutions that are out there and the new devices that we have to take into consideration, all of that requires you to evaluate this on a regular basis. Now, I don't know if that's quarterly or annually. I don't know what your tolerance for that is, but this stuff changes super fast. So on a minimum, once a year, you need to sit down and you need to relook at everything that you're doing. Do I have the right hardware? Do I have the right EHR system? Do I have all the right tools to be able to do what I need to do? And what are my goals in evaluating this? Well, one is security. That's what I'm talking to you about. And if we can increase the security and decrease the risk that we face of having a breach or having some kind of a security incident, those are super important goals. But also, I want you to consider another factor, and that is efficiency. Because IT is often viewed as a cost center, when in reality it should be pretty neutral. We can actually be a value augmenter, where we actually bring value, dollar value, back into the practice if we're used effectively and efficiently. And when you combine the costs that are associated with implementing security, and I know that decreases risk, and there is a valuation for that, but when you talk about the costs of hardware and software and services and contractors and whoever else is all involved in this, you want to look at also ways that you can offset some of those costs with gains in efficiency and effectiveness. Being able to see more patients, being able to get your billing done correctly, being able to not have issues with the insurance company and getting reimbursements and whatever else there may be, better testing equipment to be able to serve your patients better and attract more patients to come to you. All of these things now are fairly IT-centric and part of this plan. And so on an annual basis, at least look at what's new. What's new with your software? Is it still the right software for you? What's new with the hardware? You should be replacing your hardware every 5 years anyways, and so every year is probably time to replace something. What's new, what's out there, what's going to serve the practice better, what's going to be more efficient, more effective, more secure. And then looking at other software and other test instruments that you may be able to bring in that will then connect to the EHR system automatically. How do we do all of these things to increase efficiency along with effectiveness, along with security? And so on an annualized basis, at least annually, do a strategic IT review. Look at everything, spend some time. If you're working with a contractor, they're probably going to recommend doing this anyways. We certainly do strategic IT planning meetings on an annual basis with our clients. And we would encourage you to do the same thing. Evaluate everything on an annual basis, including your policies, your procedures. Review those. I know that you don't think they change, but your situation could change a little bit. Double check that you've got all of the forms signed by your employees that need to be signed. Double check that you've terminated you've removed the rights for people that are no longer there. Just evaluate the entire system on an annualized basis. And this is, again, a requirement, but it's something that you're going to gain great benefit from.